Yeah, I just wondered. A lot of wrestlers talk about influences they've had in wrestling and growing up. So,
Sure.
growing up in Holland, but what did you get to see when you were younger, and what made you want to get into it?
So I think I've told the story a couple of times. Obviously, we didn't really get WWE in the Netherlands. So, ironically, my first memory is of WWE. I remember sitting with my dad on the couch, and he was just flicking through channels, and he just stopped, and I saw Yokozuna for a second. And obviously, that did not influence me in that way, but I saw Yokozuna, and something about him just like captured me. It was something with him, the $1 Million Man. I believe he kicked money out the hands of the $1 Million Man because he made an offer, and there were maybe 3-4 seconds, but those 3-4 seconds just like grabbed me. And I was 3-4 years old. If you can go back on the timeline and tell me how old I exactly was, because I'm pretty sure one of you knows exactly what year that was. That's how dedicated you guys mostly are, and I appreciate you for that. It just grabbed me, and it was on a channel called Eurosport. That might sound familiar to some of you guys. And then we had New Japan Pro Wrestling. So I grew up watching Super Juniors, and I watched Jushin Thunder Liger, Hayabusa, all these like Japanese guys, and that influenced me so much that I started doing martial arts because in my infant mind that I still have to this day. What I saw and emulated was competition and martial arts. So the next step for me was to do martial arts. So I studied like all these martial arts, Pencak Silat and kickboxing mainly, and that also influenced me. And then the music that I listened to influenced me, and then the scenes that I was into influenced me. So altogether, that whole package that I presented to the world once it was time was all influenced by all these different things, not just only sports entertainment or professional wrestling. It was music. It was the streets that I was, like walking around. It was my friends. It was the scenes that I was into. So it was all these different things.
Not too long ago, you made an appearance on Main Event, and
Yes.
had tons of people talking about, is he going to the main roster? Where's Aleister Black going? So my question to you is, in an ideal world, when you were going up to the main roster, where do you see yourself? What brand would you like to be on? Because a lot of people were wondering, is it 205 Live? Is it SmackDown? Is it Raw? Where would you see yourself?
I would see myself anywhere I could be an asset, not just to the company, but myself as a performer, as a competitor as well. I don't specifically look at brands. I look at the competition that's within the brand. So whether that's 205 Live, whether that's SmackDown, whether that's Raw, that doesn't matter for me. All I want is the competition to make, to have the best possible matches, to give people the best possible moments. But for now, I'm very good in staying in NXT because I still have a lot to prove in NXT. I haven't even begun yet. So doing Main Event was a fantastic experience, but for now it's going to be an experience.
Just a quick follow-up. Obviously, you've done this for a long time. When you came in, your name became Aleister Black. How much input did you have into that, and how happy are you with the name and the whole image now going forward?
I think Aleister Black is the most Tommy End name you will get within WWE/NXT. I had some say in it. Like the whole Aleister Black is a creation of my influences, Triple H and NXT, and everyone combined. It became like I was trying to compare like my previous installment with being a seed, and within NXT and WWE, it has allowed me to grow into this plant called this flower, this very black rose that's called Aleister Black, and let's see if we can turn that flower into a field. You know what I mean? So there's so much potential, so many things we still get to do and still can do, and we're not done yet. This is literally just the beginning of what I'm going to be in the NXT universe, in the WWE universe.
NXT's obviously gone through a kind of rebuild phase because a lot of the last kind of big hitters in NXT are now up in the main roster, guys like Nakamura, Samoa Joe, Finn Balor, and it feels like in the last kind of 9 months NXT's built a kind of new crop of guys, which you're obviously part of. How important is it for you guys to sort of steamroll that into Brooklyn coming up for TakeOver 3, because that's one of the biggest events of the year for NXT?
That's the most important thing. We got to keep this train rolling. And that's what we're doing. We're very thankful for the Nakamuras, the Joes, the Finn Balors, the Ty Dillingers, the Revivals, the Drifters, to keep the platform alive is the way they did. And We're just keeping that train rolling, and believe me, you're going to see a show coming in Brooklyn. It's going to be fantastic. So with them, with us, or in their respective brands right now, we're going to keep this NXT train rolling, and it's going to be better than ever. I guarantee you that.